Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's Mastermind Bulls out of Florida, Pinellas Park, St. Pete, Tampa area. Coming back for another one, man. Still recovering from, I don't want to say still recovering, but coming out of this Hurricane Milton. Things are starting to get back to normal a little bit. I mean, we got some more storms in the ocean, but hopefully they don't turn into much, or they don't come towards us. God bless everybody that does get hit by that. But yeah, man, back for another video, man. The pups are getting bigger, getting heavier, growing. Mia already went through her first heat. Sunshine, she's probably about to hit that first heat soon. They're still puppies. She still hasn't even hit her first heat. Capo Slim's 4 months. He's just a little pup and growing up right now. Got a little skin deal going on, but like I was saying, we took him to the vet. We got the shampoo deal. We have some lotion. We have even been trying some everything. So we got the spray. We got all kind of stuff. So we're just working on that, working on his coat. But yeah, man, the question of the day, the kind of topic of the day I want to get into is how much does everybody exercise their bulls? Me personally, I try to take them out for a walk. I can't say every single day, but at least 4 or 5 days out of the week. With 7 days, I'm trying. Sometimes it's 4. Majority's 5. I'm actually on a walk right now. Every day they're in the backyard. They're out of their little area more than they're in. You know what I'm saying? So I got them their little kennel type thing set up where I have their crates, but they have no doors on the crates, and I have a little enclosure where they come in and out as they please. A lot of times they're hanging out with us, in the house, or they're running around the backyard. I try to take them out, like I said, 4 or 5 days a week. Usually after I'm done teaching and training. Just curious about how much does everybody exercise their bullies, man. I got some pockets. So, they're huffing and puffing, but I figure this. I don't know. I'm thinking about this because I exercise, I train. Now, I've been kind of jammed up because of hurricanes, but, I exercise, I train. And I'm thinking all right, genetics, just like human beings. Some people are naturally shredded. I got students that I'm like, man, they're just ripped for no reason at all. Then you got other, people that are just kind of heavier for no reason at all. Like me personally, my family's on the heavier side, so I have to work out. If I don't work out, I'll get out of shape real quick. So my genes are more on the heavier side where I need to, try to watch my diet. And right now I've been kind of cranked up. I've been eating, whatever. But, so I figured that with them too, man. They got these genes, I forgot what they call it, the brachiolitis. I forgot what it is, the brachial whatever, where they be huffing and puffing and their nose or whatever, they be snorting. But I'm like, all right, man, if they are genetically heavier, genetically kind of chubby, I got my Sunshine, she's a little fatty. She just loves food. But man, if I can just exercise them as much as they want to, I'm not wrapping no chains around their neck or nothing like that. Anyway, I did some research about that, and they're saying, hey, that ain't that great anyway. Their bones ain't fully, I forgot the exact deal. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I'm new at this thing, but it was something like their joints ain't connected, or they're not fully grown, so it ain't good to be wrapping the chains around their neck. Even though I'm not gonna do that anyway, because I like what one of these cats said. One of these other high level breeders, buddy said, they're like, man, what do you feed your dogs? And then homeboy said, man, it's not what I feed them, it's how I breed them. I'm like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna be stocky, they're gonna be stocky. Yeah, you can get them fat by feeding them and stuff like that, but just genetics of them just being stocky. One person I love good comments, bad comments. I forgot one of them was like, hey man, your dogs are real slim, this and that, and that's all good. Everybody has their opinions, you know what I'm saying? And one, for me, they're puppies, so they're not they're not fully grown. 2, they're not that slim, you know what I'm saying? My pups are a little stocky. The thing is, sometimes when I put the camera lens, they look a little slimmer than they really are in real life. But anyway, so with that being said, man, I don't know. My pups, they be running around. I take them out. They huff and puff, but I feel like they got, I'm trying to bring their little cardio up on their own. Like I said, I'm not forcing them. I'm not behind them dragging us, having me drag on a sled or anything like that. But I feel like if they could be healthy, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I did realize, so when I first got my pups, they were puppies. They were younger than they are now. You know what I'm saying? Way younger than they are right now. But they weren't in as good shape, so they'd huff and puff a little bit faster. They still huff and puff. They still huff and puff. Do have some other questions about what do you guys think? Who's more protective, males or females? I just recently posted some stuff on my Instagram talking about like the female, the lions, the female lions, they're the ones that go out and hunt. They're the ones that are like the gangsters pretty much. And the males kind of kick back. Yeah, they defend they're the king of the deal. And then they're they hold down the fort and stuff like that. But the females are the one out there. So I'm just noticing, okay, Capo Slim, my boy, he's only 4 months. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be 5 months and, probably like, I don't know, a few weeks, a couple weeks or whatever. But he's 4 months. So I noticed my 2 females, they're just on point. You know what I'm saying? They're on point. I forgot the other saying that they said too. It's like females only like bark and stuff like this to let people know like, hey, this is my spot. This is my territory. Males bark to be like, hey, letting everybody know I'm here. Something along those lines. Maybe somebody can clear that up for me too. But I do notice that my females are just on point. Like they hear something and they're rah, 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 right away. My females, they bark at when there's a reason, they bark and then they're on it and they're looking and then they got this teamwork, so they're together. You know what I'm saying? They're like a little pack of wolves or whatever. They're just like kind of swarming in out of each other. Like, what's up? Capo Slim. I'm not sure if it's because he's a puppy or if he's a male. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll get to know a little bit more when he grows, but he just be calm. They start tripping. He's laying there like they got it. Like he don't even bark. He doesn't bark at all. So if he hears something or hears something's going on, he doesn't bark. I don't know if he's just letting it ride because the girls are on it, or if that's because he's a male. Somebody help me out with that. That's because he's a male, or if he's just because he's a puppy, that he's not really barking at every little thing that pops by. He's more of a laid back kind of personality anyway. All 3 of my dogs have different personalities. He's more of like a laid back, he's more of like a laid back personality where he kind of reminds me of Debo. Because he's small, but he's going to be, from his genes and his pedigree and his people that he's related to, he's supposed to be chunky, and I can see it already. He's young, but you can see like in his bone structure that he's probably going to be stocky. So, and he comes from like that more extreme style. So I believe he's going to be bigger than the average pocket. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But his people are, Graham and Brim and, Rocco. These were all like big, stocky, like super stocky dogs. So yeah, I don't know, is it just the females? Is it the males are more, I don't know. Somebody let me know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to make this too long. I mean, I got some more stories too, man. Like some people are just weird sometimes. So I was at the dog park. I'll tell this one too real quick. I'm at the dog park and, it was during the hurricane, like right the last day of the hurricane. I mean, we were getting our power. It was going in and out anyway. So I'm at the dog park. I'm like, I really don't like my dog. I don't want my dogs interacting too much with a bunch of dogs. I know you should and the whole thing, but, the research I'm saying like, hey, man, don't really let your dogs just, because, it causes fights, and diseases, all stuff like this. So I do take my dogs to the dog park. Like right now it's nighttime. So there's nobody here. There's like one cat over there playing basketball, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? There's some people maybe walking around every once in a while, but right now I'm in this little dog park. I know that still they got their shots up to rabies. In my area, you have to get up to your rabies shots. So they got their shots, and I still get it because there's like poop and pee and stuff like this when it comes to the diseases. But, a couple encounters with dogs too. So this guy pulls up. Kind of look like, he's an older dude, man. Look kind of like a weirdo anyway. But, in first impression, you don't really know. So he pulls up, and my dogs I have all 3 of them here at this point. Right now, Capo's still at the house because he's so young, and then these 2 are kind of on sport mode where we go and then we go back. So anyway, Buddy pulls up, and I'm like, please don't come over here because there's like 2 big areas for people to go. You know what I'm saying? Like caged in areas with grass and the whole thing. And I'm doing the videos. I'm probably somewhere here and there in these videos that I'm posting. But anyway, Buddy pulls up. I'm like, come on, man, don't come over here. Because the other one was free. And he pulls up to the fence. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And he's letting his dog kind of sniff Sunshine. Sunshine's the Merle. So Mia doesn't see this yet. Mia's, I'm kind of like, hey, Mia. Because it looked like he had like a pit bull mixed. It was full grown, a little older. And I see them sniffing. And Sunshine, like I said before, my pups are kind of like Snoop Dogg's old song, like, hey, we go handle us like some gentlemen or we can get on some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? So I see Sunshine just chilling and they're sniffing, the whole deal. They're sniffing through the fence. Then I could be mistaken, but I feel like the other dog kind of snapped at Sunshine first. You know what I'm saying? So Sunshine started, rah, the whole thing. They're behind the fence, but she started, rah, rah, rah. Then you got Mia. When she caught drift of that, Mia's the blue female. when she caught drift of that, she just boom, beelined it over there, jumped to the fence, and just rah rah. Now they're all going crazy. And then even Capo, I don't know if Capo was going too crazy too much. He might have just been up in the mix, but he's more laid back. So as they're doing this, I'm embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, let me get control of my pups. So I go to the fence and I grab them. Like, hey, calm down, calm down, calm down. And I'm like noticing the dude's not pulling his dog back. So Buddy just got his dog at the gate, just letting them trip. You would think a normal person, when your dogs are tripping, like, okay, I grab my dogs, you grab your dogs, and we go our separate ways. So I'm not realizing this in the moment. So they're tripping. I'm like, hey, calm down, calm down, calm down. And I realize he's not pulling his dog. So I look up at the cat like, you know what I'm saying? Like with the look, like, bro, like, you gonna move or what? Like, what's up? And then homeboy, so he looks at me and he's like, come on, let's go. So then he goes, right, and he leaves. So my wife and my son are in the park, swinging. So they're on the swing, and he's, my boy's about to be 3 years old. So they're swinging. So I'm in the dog park, and I'm in the dog area, and I can see my son and my wife from where I'm at. And there's a bunch of other little kids over there, you know what I'm saying, with like their parents are kind of scattered around. And I shouldn't be really, making speculations like this, you know what I'm saying? But so I see the guy. I'm looking at my wife and my son. So he walks over there by the where the kids were swinging. So basically by my son, not even basically, yeah, by my son and by my wife plus the other kids. I think there was a few other little girls, and I don't know, they're all running around. There's a little squad of kids. So he goes and posts up, and I'm kind of like, that's weird, man. Like, why is this dude? And then I didn't even realize my wife said that his dog had snapped at one of the kids, and I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? I just see him post up like in the playground, and then just like kneel down and start like petting his dog. And I'm kind of like, and like I said, I shouldn't be making speculation. I shouldn't be, you guys don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. So it's like I'm just like pointing fingers at somebody. There's just another story that, through my little dog journey here. So I'm looking, and Buddy's like kneeling down, petting his dog, and he's like, and it's almost a weird kind of like, hey, come pet my dog type of thing. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm looking, I'm sitting here. Now I got my dogs on a leash. So after they did the little tripping, I put them on a leash, and I'm inside this big enclosed area. You can go back in one of my videos or two of my, you'll see this, it's gigantic. So I got them on a leash next to me, like sitting here, like, all right, so they don't go trip. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the guy, and I'm like, why is this dude over here? And I think one of the moms had seen, I didn't talk to her, but she had like walked up to it. I'm like, why is this cat sitting in the damn playground? And he looked like he was probably in his 50s, some heavier dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, why is this dude sitting in the playground with his dog? Like, there's no need for you to be over there with the dog. 2, there's a bunch of little kids. 3, you're just sitting there like posted up, like kind of facing towards the kids. His back was towards me, facing toward, and I'm watching them the whole time. But I remember I got my dogs on a leash at this point, and I'm like basically jamming them up, and they're in this big enclosed area. They're like, man, why you got me jammed up? And I'm like, I get this big place to run around, you got me on a leash. So I'm sitting there and watching Buddy. I'm like, I just didn't like the scene, and one, I'm watching my son too, because he's probably like 12 feet away from my son and my wife. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm looking, I'm like, man, I don't really like that scene over there. So I was like, you know what? I'm like, F it. I'm going to let my dogs go. I'm going to let the dogs go. So they roll up on his dog and then make a scene and basically draw attention to him. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a weird scene. I could be wrong. Like they say, opinions are like a-holes. Everybody got one. So I'm like, you know what? Let me let my dogs go because I don't like this scene. Let me let them. My plan was this. My calculated estimation was this. I'm going to let them go, and then they're going to go over there and then start barking, because he wasn't that far from the fence either. This is a gigantic place. I don't even know. I'm not that great with numbers, like how big it is, but it's pretty big, So I'm like, he was probably like 7 or 8 feet away from the fence. So his back was turned towards me, but, anyway. So I let my dogs go, and they're dodos. They're like airheads. So I let them go for that purpose. And they're over here like just dilly-dally, whatever you want to call it, man. And they're not even looking. I think they were looking for the dog, but they were looking in the wrong direction. So they're like to the right, and my pups are to the right, and he's to the left. So I'm like, hey, like almost trying to like direct them, but it's so far that I can't yell, and they're far away from me. Right now I'm here, and they're far away from me. They can't, they can hear me if I yell. But anyway, so Mia, after, I don't even know, a few minutes. And like I said, it was just a real weird scene. So it's daytime at the time, and Buddy's like, like kneeling down, petting him, whatever. And the kids are there. It just looked a little weird to me. So Mia finally sees the dog, and then she's like a little panther, where she like went along the fence line, and finally you see what's up. So Mia got close, and then the other dog's on point too. You know, it was like, it looked like a pit, either it was a full pit bull or a pit bull mix. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a fawn type of color, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like that tan kind of color. Anyway, so Mia rolls up on her, like creeping on her through like the fence line. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Like she's seeing what's up. So then the other dog makes eye contact, and they just start going at it again. Rah, 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 through the fence. And then for sure, when Mia does that, sun shines on it. Rah, rah, rah. So yeah, they start tripping, and I'm just letting them. I'm like, you know what? Like, to get this cat out of there, man. Like I said, I could be completely wrong, but to get this cat out of that city, away from the damn playground. You know what I'm saying? You're 50-something years old. You're 55. I don't know. In his 50s. Heavier set dude. Look kind of off anyway. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be judging people. And I tell myself, hey, don't gossip and don't talk about people. Just tell a little experience. Look kind of off anyway. And he's sitting in a playground with a bunch of kids with his dog. And you're like 55 years old, 50-something years old, kneeling down. This is a big park, man. This dude could have went across anywhere else. So anyway, so my dogs are tripping. And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, the first time I was like, hey, chill out. What are you doing, Sunshine? Come here. Hey, Mia, calm down. Relax, relax, relax. This time I'm just posted up. And they're just making a big scene. And now people are looking like in that direction where Buddy is, and my dogs are yelling. And I'm sitting here. I'm probably looking like an a-hole because they're like, man, why is this guy letting his dog just like dogs, because Captain Capo's over there at this time too, trip like that because they're just making a, whatever. So eventually Buddy is like, boom, I blew his spot. So he grabs his dog and then he walks back over near me. And I'm like, you kidding me, bro? Like he walks over back to my area of where I was. So my dogs, of course, they're going to follow. They're following his dog. And I'm just posted up looking like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a weirdo, what? And he walks back to my area, like to the corner of where I'm in a big enclosed area. So he's not super close to me. He's probably like, I don't know, 100, 200 feet away from me. But then he walks up, so my dogs are following his dogs. So he's telling them, he pulls up and lets his dog go back to the fence again, close to the fence. And I'm like, man, you know how people do things out of spite sometimes. Like, I ain't going to put my hands on no. I mean, maybe if he did something weird, I probably would for, if I had to defend some kids or something like that. But Buddy pulls up, and then my dogs are tripping, and he lets his dog back to the fence again. And I hear him telling my dogs, oh, be nice, be nice. Be nice, calm down. Why are you guys being like that? Be nice. But now I'm like, I start walking up because I'm like, hold up, man. Because one, he looks like a weirdo. Two, I don't know if he's going to give my dog something through the fence. Like he almost my interaction was probably like half an hour with this dude, like being around him. But he looked, I could be wrong, and forgive me for judging like that. But he looks like the type to be like, hey, throw something through the fence. Like, you know what I'm saying? To give my dogs like, hey, here, man, oh, you're going to trip? Here you go, some whatever. I forgot the damn, some kind of, I don't know, some poison. I forgot the damn cyanide. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he give cyanide, but something along those lines. So I pull up and I'm like, hey, like calmly, I'm grabbing my dogs. And then when I walked up, he grabbed his dog and he dipped and he turned around and left. So, yeah, man, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really feel, I wasn't planning on dragging it out that long like that and talking about all the rest of the stuff. It was pretty much just supposed to be about exercise. But I ended up going on this whole other tangent about this other stuff. But anyway, so yeah, man, things are getting back to normal. Pups are getting back to normal. They're, they're getting heavier, man. They're getting little. They're my little pups, man. They're getting, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, just with the program, man. Like, we get each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mia is, she's about to be like 10, 11 months now. Sunshine is 7 or 8. I got to do the math. She's like 7 or 8 months now. So, I think she's 7 going on 8 months. So, yeah, man, they're just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much they're weighing. I think Mia Tortilla's about 40, 47, 50 pounds. I think she was 47 last time I weighed her. I haven't weighed Sunshine. She's getting chunky. She used to be way smaller than Mia. That's a whole other subject, but she used to be way smaller than Mia, but she's catching up on Mia now. So anyway, yeah, man, that's another little video real quick. Thanks for listening, man. I'll be coming back with some more. Like I said, I'm working on these dog shows. I was going to go ahead and jump it off in like January, but I was like, you know what? Let me slow down and wait a little bit. Because like I said, I was planning on like, all right, let me employ people to, like, if you don't know what it is, employ people to that they do it. I'm like, you know what? Let me chill. I do need a team for sure. Anything you do, you need a solid team. So I do need a team. But what I'm really looking to do is like, man, let me chill out. let me not rush, and let me go to these dog shows. There's some coming up. Let me go to these dog shows. Let me network. Let me start getting, into the game. Because remember, I'm so new. So in the jiu-jitsu game, I have an academy. Like I said, it's real similar. So I have an academy. I got the whole deal, and it's the same. It's really simple, man. I'm networking with other school owners. We're just rubbing elbows. We're exchanging ideas, brainstorming. So I'm like, you know what? Let me slow down a little bit, because I've been in this jiu-jitsu MMA game for a long time. Let me slow down. Let me go ahead and just network, get with some people that I'm on the same page with. Everybody isn't going to be on the same page all the time. Everybody isn't going to see eye to eye. We ain't going to have the same visions. You know what I'm saying? But let me see what happens, and not find, but let's see who gravitates, gravitates to each other with the same kind of ideas. That's going to take time. It's not like it's going to be one day like, hey man, we're best buddies. You know what I'm saying? But those people, we'll gravitate towards each other. So that's what it is, man. I'm just going to slow down a little bit. And not that I'm not going to do it. I'm saying, like, I was like, all right, I'll do it January. It's on. And things might change. I'll be, you know what I'm saying? I'll be flipping and flopping, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when it comes to opportunities, if I find a solid opportunity, I'll jump on it. But, it needs to make sense for me at the same time, too. But I was like, you know what? So my initial plan was January. Let's jump it off. That's about 2-3 months from now, whatever, and let me jump this thing off. And I'm like, you know what? I gave myself to like June or July. I'm like, you know what? Let me slow down. Let me wait about 6 months, go to some dog shows. Let me holler at some people, and I got some, like I said, there's some other black belts that are breeders. Like right now, I have a few people that want to pull up to the show. They're like, hey man, let me know, and I'm going to pull up. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm like, that's a little handful. I'm like, okay, if I can, there's a little handful, I'm like, give myself a little bit more time. I can get a whole squad to pull up. And I want to make it beneficial for everybody. So I'm really trying to figure out a way not to change the game, but to add to the game where it's beneficial to everybody to show up. It's not like I'm not in the business of just take. So it's kind of like the old school, like Roman times. It's like, hey, check this out. You got fur, I got spice. Hey, let's make an exchange. You know what I'm saying? So that's just human nature, where people want something, and you give something, you give and you get. So that's where I'm at right now, where I'm trying to formulate this plan. That's what I did with the tournament. My old tournament, and I kind of pulled up real quick on the other tournament owners, and the cool thing about it was they were asking me what I was doing. And remember, I was the new kid on the block when it came to that too. I was in the game for a while, but when it came to being a tournament owner, I was a new kid. And I remember when I first started, they were kind of like, same thing with this probably. Hey man, who's this guy? All of a sudden, a year or two later, they're asking me what I'm doing. And I don't want to sound cocky or nothing like that. Really what it did just gave me some confidence when it came to this business thing. So I was like, you know what? I did it before. I could do it again. I'm not talking about the breeding thing. I'm talking about the dog show business. So I was like, you know what? But it's going to take me some time to formulate it. You know what I'm saying? To formulate a plan where I could make it beneficial for everybody. That's what I did. So it wasn't just these, hey, you guys come to my tournament, give everything to me, and you guys go home. I don't want to tell all my secrets, but I formulated a little plan that not too many people were doing, where we all benefited. So it wasn't like, and like I said, it's human nature where people like things. You know what I'm saying? So if they're like, oh, I'm going to go there and get something, then okay, this is going to work out. So, all right, man, that's going to be it for this little video real quick. I'll be back, and man, appreciate everybody shooting out some information. Appreciate the DMs and the messages and the positive comments. I appreciate the negative ones too. You know what I'm saying? And they're all good, man. Everybody knows what time it is. They're all the comments are good. I'm just hoping to keep on gathering information that one day I can help somebody else out too, man. So everybody that's been helping me and shooting me information, man, I really appreciate it. I got a lot more to learn. So, yeah, I'll be on this journey. Thanks for watching. Peace.